welcome to the She's Worth It podcast, a She's Still Dope series. My name is Olympia I'Liou Perry, and I'm a licensed financial advisor, councilwoman in my township, and most importantly, a mom, a wife, and a woman of faith. My purpose for this podcast is to offer some practical ideas for money management that will place you on a path to achieve your financial goals. Join me each week to discuss some key topics that will give you perspective and, most importantly, guidance so that you can reach the goal that you have for you, your family, and for your future. Don't worry about mistakes. Mistakes are how we learn. That is our building block. Without mistakes, people would not be great. It is evident throughout the world. It's evident that when women are financially secure, it benefits their family, it benefits their community, and it is a key thing for a successful society. So let's get started. So you may be saying, how am I qualified to give you advice? Two things. I have been in the financial services industry for the last 16 years. And most importantly, I've lived 50 plus years of life and experience. Those are some things that are invaluable. The books in the library are full of people's experiences, and that's how we learn and that's how we grow. I want to be able to give you some nuggets every week that you could go back and share. Share and subscribe, because that's what is important for you to feel that you have the confidence to tell other people, guess what I heard? Guess what I learned? Those things are very, very helpful to you, your friends, and your family. Even during the times when we had financial trouble, my parents had financial trouble, the three things that they always did that is key to your successful financial strategy is communicate, have some discipline, and have faith. Those three things can get you through anything. My calling in this world has been one of service. And you know how people always talk about what's your purpose in life? What are you doing? Sometimes you don't realize that you've been living your purpose until you sit back and let the spirit fill you with the knowledge that you're on the right path. Do you ever get deja vu? When I get that, I know I'm on the right path. And this podcast came about through deja vu and also being part of the She's Still Dope community. It's important that you focus on what your goals are. If you don't have a map, how are you going to get to your destination? So I'm here to help you create your map, smooth out the potholes, and make sure that you have the best path forward to hit that destination. It is so critical for you to stay confident, even when you feel beat down. I remember a time where I had just a few pennies and I had to figure out how to feed my family. But I am living proof. If I can do it, you can do it. It may not be easy, but again, stay confident, have some discipline, and have faith. So financial matters are very emotional. You have to take the emotion out of money management. That's what I always say to my clients. You can get emotional, but I will be your sounding board and I will be your rock, because you do not want to make emotional decisions. You want to make fact-based decisions and continue to stay focused. And most importantly, review and check and see, are you still on the right path? Do we need to make a detour? Detours are there for a reason and sometimes necessary. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. I grew up in Queens, New York, in a middle class family, and I learned money management from my mom and dad. They earned a modest living, but I was always in awe of how much they were able to accomplish with their modest living. Vacations, Christmas, wonderful Christmases. Um, my mom always did a Christmas club, and we'll talk more about that later. For those of you who are too young to remember Christmas clubs or may not have that type of thing in the past in your community, but we'll talk about that. And it was very, very evident that they always would talk about money strategies, especially when my mom got laid off. It was a huge, scary burden, but they made it through because they prepared, had a rainy day fund, and stayed focused. My mom said she would find any job or do anything to help provide for food. And she did. My mom started cleaning homes until she could find something else. You have to be resilient. You have to pivot. You need to bend, not be stiff and break. Those are some of the lessons that I learned and I would like to share with you. I always say to my clients, budget for things. Gucci in the bank is better than Gucci on your back. But everyone likes nice things. If you budget for it, then you can afford it. I always told my daughter, you need a threefold strategy. A third of your check goes to your responsibilities. A third of your check goes to your wants. And a third goes for the future. Because nothing is guaranteed and you have to be prepared. If you're prepared, you can still get hit with a tsunami. But if you remember how to swim and hold your breath, you will make it through. It's not easy. Money management is not this big magic crystal ball, but I'm going to help you dissect it, understand it, and I hope use the tools that I give you to reach the destination for you and for your family. So, some of the topics I'm going to review in the upcoming weeks are going to be my favorites: budgeting, cash flow, consolidating and working on your debt, putting together strategies for long-term long-term savings. Those are the basic foundations. Now, also remember, when you're setting a path, you want to share that with other people because your family will give you even more support. I remember my parents sharing things with me. When you feel that your children are able to handle and listen to some of the goals that you have, you will have the biggest advocates to help you reach your destination. I remember when I used to study for exams, because in finance, we're always taking and learning new things. When I set that goal, my daughter would always say to me, Mommy, when's the new test? When's the next test? Share your dreams with your family. That will engage them. That will help them be your biggest supporters. And we'll talk more about that. Next week, our first thing is going to be vision. Because if you don't see it, it won't happen. Some of the other topics I'm going to review with you is home ownership. What are some strategies to help you get there? If that's the right thing for you. Remember, we value property. We value equity. It is something so wonderful to attain, but it may not be the right thing for you. And there's nothing wrong with that. We'll also discuss some strategies to help you find your purpose and help you serve. Now, when you're serving or you're helping, it doesn't always have to be monetarily. The wonderful thing is, one of the best things that you can do to give value and something that's greater than monetary service is your time, and how that time can help lead you to some things that will grow monetarily. I remember when I was laid off, I went to volunteering, and my next job came from the volunteering. So always know that when one door closes, another one opens. And you have to step out in faith to walk through the door. Now, this all sounds good and easy. I can't pay my bills. I don't have enough income coming in. One strategy we're going to talk about is finding the money. Balancing some things you're already doing to see where else can you look at for resources to help you take care of your family. Women of the world are so resilient. We are the backbones of our community. It will be such an honor for me to guide you and give you some helpful information to help you to continue to be pillars of your community. I think about how my daughter looks at my strategies with money. This child is a bargain shopper, and she knows how to save money. And those are important lessons for us to instill in the next generation. The other thing is teaching managing debt. And most importantly, which is one of the things I have so much pride in, is leaving a legacy for the next generation. And we'll talk about some strategies to do that. So I hope you will subscribe and come back and visit with us as we go through weeks of pulling out nuggets, having some surprise guests, and most importantly, sharing some fun times on how to grow your financial strategies, reach your financial goals, and then be an example for others. Those three things are priceless. The She's Still Dope community is welcoming and has great advantages for men and women, but we want to make sure that you, as a woman, develop the financial security for you to move forward and add resource and great things to your family, your communities, and the world. So remember, next week's topic is going to be vision. I challenge you and give you some homework. Think about, where would you like to see yourself in 1 year, in 3 years, in 5 years? What are 3 things you would like to accomplish if you had nothing holding you back? What are those things that you feel that when you wake up in the morning, it will drive you and get you going? You are set. You have your vision board. I can't wait to share my vision board with you. And it's important. It may just seem like words on a paper, but next week you'll learn how several of my visions came true to the point I could not believe it. But again, have confidence, be disciplined, have faith. Thank you. Looking forward to our next session, and have a wonderful afternoon.